Hi guys, it's Carmen, a mom with a vision. Maybe I should just accept that my updates don't come Mondays anymore, but apparently it's Wednesdays now. I'm 38 weeks and 2 days now. And maybe it also made sense that I didn't feel like doing anything on Monday, and yesterday I didn't have the time because I got a bit of a shock yesterday, so at least I have something to tell you, because apart from yesterday everything was really just very ordinary. The last 2 weeks I was kind of tired most of the time. I spent lots and lots of days in bed and on the couch. I just felt like resting a lot, and since the weekend I've been feeling much better again and have more energy again, and so maybe I am getting ready for the birth now. And then yesterday I had an appointment with my midwife, and I'm always looking forward to these appointments because I really like my midwife, and I like chatting to her, and it's usually just a nice chat, and I get some new ideas but yesterday when she measured my belly, she started to be a little bit worried because I was measuring pretty small, and she said I've been measuring small the whole pregnancy through, but now it is just so much smaller than normal that she wants to get a second midwife and have her measure my belly as well. And the second midwife measured even less, so in the end they said I'm measuring 32 weeks instead of 38. And first I tried not to worry, and I thought, well, these measurements can be so off, and I'm short, Geordie isn't huge, we're both rather skinny than big, so it totally makes sense that my belly is also smaller and that the baby will be smaller than average. But then my midwife said that 6 centimeters is a lot, and she has to recommend me getting an ultrasound just to make sure that everything is normal. And then I was saying, but I thought these ultrasound measurements are even more off than if you measure it like with a tape measure on the belly. And she said that that's true, that these measurements can be like they measure way bigger babies than they actually are, or way smaller babies than they actually are. But what she's worried about is that Sasha could be growing unregularly. So for example, she could have a big head but a small body, or the other way around, and she couldn't really feel that because she couldn't really feel the head because the head is already too far down to really feel it. And so she sent me to the hospital to first get a heart rate monitoring, and then probably throughout the week an ultrasound, because she didn't think that I could get that ultrasound straight away. And I agreed to the heart rate monitoring because I thought that's non-invasive at all, and I'm happy with that, and then we can see from there. And so I was sitting there for ages, and the midwife there was saying that the heart rate looks good, but then Sasha was sleeping and she wasn't moving, and they were waiting for movements to also track them and see if they fit with the heart rate. And so instead of sitting there for 20 minutes, I was there for probably an hour, all the time strapped to the machine. And that was definitely when I realized I don't want any monitoring during birth, because it's just annoying having these straps around your belly and then the constant noise the machine makes. And and then after a while Sasha finally started moving, so and they said everything looks fine, but also at the same time they told me that I can have an ultrasound straight away instead of waiting till Friday or like waiting a couple of days. And so I agreed to getting that ultrasound as well, because I mean, a stable heart rate is good, but if they were worried about the growth, then the heart rate doesn't say that much. So yeah, we went over to the ultrasound place and got that done, and this took way longer than I thought. She was scanning me for more than 30 minutes, I would say almost 40 minutes. And then halfway through she was saying that she's lying awkwardly, so she can't really see everything that she has to see. And she asked me to go to the toilet and move around a bit and maybe hopefully make her change position, which made me worry even more, because I thought, oh, if she can't see everything, maybe she has to have a closer look because something doesn't look right. But again, the technicians aren't supposed to tell you anything, and I didn't want to ask her because I'd rather hear it from my midwife or from a doctor that something isn't okay than from a technician who might not know everything. And it was horrible, and by the end of the day I felt really shit, and I was just crying the whole time, and I was so worried, and at the same time I was also annoyed that I did get that ultrasound because I just want everything to be as natural as possible. And also I don't know what an ultrasound really does. There are just no studies that confirm that ultrasounds are 100% safe, and until then I'd rather don't have it if I can avoid it. But on the other hand, I mean, yeah, why not use the modern technology if there is something that you can't detect otherwise and there could be a problem. Yeah, and long story short, we talked to a doctor afterwards, and she said everything is perfectly fine. She is just a little bit smaller than the average, but like proportioned in size, so nothing to worry about, just smaller, which yeah, makes complete sense because I'm small. So yeah, it was a shock, and I kind of felt like, yeah, not having achieved what I wanted throughout the pregnancy. But then again, like I said, why not use modern technology if it can help get rid of some unknown things and fears? And it was definitely good for Jordi. He was not worried at all. He said he's super confident that everything is fine, but on the other hand he does want to know what it's like, because what I think I have never mentioned before, because yeah, I don't want to make it too public, I think, is that we are thinking of, or actually no, by now I'm very sure that we're staying at home. We're not going to the birth center. We're staying at home for the birth, and that means without a midwife, because they're not allowed to attend home births here because of insurance reasons. So yeah, we will probably be alone, just Jordi and me and our doula, who is also my friend. Yeah, so it was good to hear that everything is fine, and that reassured him that it is okay to stay at home and not go to the birth center, where the hospital is just through the door and there would be doctors available straight away. But yeah, because we won't need any, because everything is fine. Okay, leave me a comment if you have a scary pregnancy moment that you would like to share. And I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye!